AFTV, Dan, job done. I mean, that was a very impressive performance by Arsenal. Top of the group, through to the next round, I mean, with a game to spare.
Listen, it's freezing cold, but Arsenal were on fire tonight, mate. Let me tell you that. Unfortunately, some of the fans were nearly on fire. I don't understand what Lons were doing. I have no idea. But hopefully the searching gets a bit better from the stewards, man, because the searching is about as bad as Man United's scouting system. To be fair.
He got some jokes tonight.
I tell you, man. Shocking. Absolutely terrible. Anyway, back to the game. That was like the Arsenal of old. That was like the Arsenal of last season. We've been very free-flowing, Rob, in the Champions League, and it's good to see. I don't know why we haven't utilised some of that in the Premier League games. I understand that perhaps in European competitions they've not been as low block in terms of the opposition. And I think that's probably the reason why. I think a lot of people have learned how to play against Arsenal in the Premier League, and I think that's why you're seeing a lot of the Brentfords coming with the 5 at the back and the low block. And perhaps that's why we've tried to retain possession a bit more. But I say this now, I beg every Arsenal fan to do what I did tonight and just watch Declan Rice's performance every single game. You will see a game of football, right? You can watch a game of football, watch Declan Rice, and you'll see a better game of football. The anticipation of that guy is outstanding, right?
I think I saw a stat the other day that he hasn't had a yellow card yet this season. Yet still he puts in so many tackles, he's very aggressive in his play, but not one yellow card. And like you said, it's just the way he judges things.
Well, it's interesting for me to look at Saliba and Declan Rice as a footballer. There's not many weaknesses to their game in terms of their position, because I look at what Declan Rice can do defensively, and I look at also what he can do driving forward. I think driving forward he's better than Rodri. Yeah, you might say Rodri's a better footballer in terms of that position. I think he's the best in the world. But actually, when you look at as a footballer what Declan Rice can do, he can do what Rodri can do, and he can actually drive a football forward. There was a couple of times where you sometimes want him to do a little bit more of it, and he gets into a position where you think, don't stop, and he does. So sometimes I think he could go even more. But for me, the guy is an immense footballer, man. I saw it at West Ham. I didn't want to admit it too much because their fans get quite cocky. But we knew how good of a player he was, right? And we saw at England how good he was. But this is the guy that can really take us to the new level. And I think we need a couple more like that to really go up against Manchester City. But listen, he didn't even get on the score sheet tonight, and he was probably my man of the match. It was mad. I thought in the first half, Tomiyasu was probably my man of the match. I thought he was outstanding. I thought going forward, he was brilliant. A really good couple of assists from him as well, crosses into the box. And I think defensively, one-on-one defending, I think he's one of the best we've got. You know, aerial ability is great. I think he's been probably our best fullback this season, if I'm honest with you. You know, better than Zinchenko and Ben White for me, I think, Tomiyasu. And he's played everywhere across the whole of the back line. So he deserved his flowers. But some brilliant goals tonight, Rob. You know, Ødegaard's goal from the transition from that attack, counter-attack. I thought Martinelli's individual quality shone through. To get 6 goals and 6 different scorers. Come on, man, that's really, really good. And I want to be seeing more of the Arsenal performances like that. And I just wonder why we're doing this in the Champions League. Is it the opposition? Is it the fact? Because I'll tell you this now, I'm very disappointed we lost to that team away from home. How did we lose to them away from home? They were not. I looked at them tonight and I just thought we absolutely annihilated them. You know, I was here for the Slavia Prague 7-0. And we weren't 5-0 up at half-time then, it was 3-0 up. Yeah, when Walcott scored and Adebayor and all those guys. So we have to go back that far to actually see a performance where we blitz teams like that in the Champions League. And for me, I thought it was immense tonight. So I'm looking forward to it now because the PSV game, we can go and play, if you want to play Waneris and you want to play Kozia Dubris and Lewis Skelly's, all these guys, you can actually do that if you want to now. Ramsdale's, Jorginho's, Elneny's, give them, man, the time. Nelson's, all those guys. Because for me, you've got that last league game, you've got Wolves, you've got Luton, you've got obviously PSV, you've got Villa. That's some serious games there. Yeah, against some teams that
a lot of games.
Exactly. So you've got to use your squad right, and we can do that now. That's why tonight was so important. I thought the subs were good tonight, getting the players off we needed to get off. So I think all the players and the manager deserve a hell of a lot of credit tonight. And we've had a very good Champions League run. It's our first year back in a while. I've enjoyed every single game. The Lens game away, frustrated, but everything else has been really good. And I think we've been electric in most of them. At the Emirates, we've been superb. PSV, one of the best games we've seen in a long time. Tonight, one of the best we've seen in a long time. And obviously Seville as well. So I don't think we can complain in the Champions League. Top of the league, top of the Champions League group. And let's keep going, man.